Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning Blaque in once again to Authentic Black Goddess TV. I'm your host, QueenAShakur. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right. Shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. So let's get into it. Okay. So a man who was jailed for murdering a toddler is killed by inmates. Now, we know that they have a hierarchy in prison, and those who abuse women and children, especially if they're doing something sexual to children or killing them and things like that, they're at the bottom, right? Rapists and murderers of children. Okay, so a prisoner in North Carolina was convicted of murdering a toddler, and he was killed in a group attack by other inmates, according to prison officials. So the North Carolina Department of Public Safety, known as the NCPD or NCDPS, said Simaj Short, age 24, was attacked by other inmates at the Burtney Correction Institution in Windsor on Tuesday afternoon. So in a statement, an NCDPS spokesman said Short was attacked in a housing area within the prison. Now, the statement continued to say the prison's first responders performed life-saving measures until local paramedics arrived and also worked to resuscitate the offender. Now, the NCDPS news release said that Short was pronounced dead by paramedics at about 2:37 p.m. They added that 3 other offenders were injured during the group assault and were taken to an outside medical facility for treatment of non-life-threatening injuries. Prison officials placed the facility on lockdown as investigators worked to find out how the attack had occurred. Now, no prison staff were injured in the assault. They say the Windsor Police Department and the State Bureau of Investigation are now looking into the incident. And the NCDPS spokesperson said it is fully cooperating with the investigation and aims to seek prosecution against any offender involved in the attack. And now Short was convicted of second-degree murder in Halifax County on April the 3rd of 2017. He had been serving a 31-year sentence. Now, the NCDPS said Short was projected to be released from prison on May 7th of 2042. So according to WFLA-TV, an NBC affiliate, Short had pleaded guilty to killing a 2-year-old girl when he was 17 years old. So according to the Prison Policy Initiative, the latest data shows that the number of homicides in prisons reached a record high of 120 deaths in 2018. It claimed the rate of homicide in state prisons is 2.5 times greater than in the U.S. population in general when adjusted for age, sex, and ethnicity, with all those factors included. Now, the homicide rate was the highest for incarcerated people aged 55 and older. Well, that would likely seem plausible because the older they get, the less capable they are of defending themselves against these young thugs who come there. So the highest homicide is for 55 years and older. So then they're killing the elderly prisoners more so, it seems. Now, they were twice as likely to die by homicide as anyone aged 25 to 44. So they're in there picking soft targets, is what it pretty much sounds like to me, if I had to take a guess. Earlier in March, a former death row inmate in Washington State was killed in prison, according to state officials. Dava Cross, age 62, was found dead in a shower at the Washington State Penitentiary, according to the Union Bulletin. Now, a Washington State Department of Corrections spokesperson said an investigation into the death had been launched and that prison officials were looking and working closely with the Walla Walla Police Department. Cross had been sentenced to death for the 1999 murders of his wife and 2 stepdaughters in King County, Washington, in 2001. Well, anyway, honey, this menace to society is dead. I mean, I can't say that I'm sorry. I mean, he did murder a child, so likely reaping what he sowed, as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, in other news, the mother of a child who was killed by an unsecured gun wants the charges against her brother dropped. So they say the mother of a 4-year-old shot and killed in the DeKalb County apartment once charges against her brother dropped. Jessica Jenkins told Fox 5 Atlanta's Angelique Proctor that she had just finished bathing her her 4 children, and stepped into her mom's room when she heard a loud bang. Only thing I heard was a shot. One shot, that's it. Me and my mom and brother rushed in there and got up. My brother was asleep. It was an accident, Mom Jessica Jenkins said through tears. Jenkins says her brother grabbed Janiyah and rushed to Hughes Spalding Hospital. DeKalb County police source said the gun was left out in plain view, and Janiyah's uncle, 27-year-old Levante Cummings, had fallen asleep. That was just stupid. You should never have a gun unsecured, just lying around all willy-nilly, especially loaded, when there's children present at the scene. Okay, that's just also negligent. Now, they say when we got to Hughes Spalding, she was talking and everything. She was talking to him. But when they transferred her to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, Eggleston, they said when she shot herself in the leg, the bullet went through her leg and into her intestines. Oh my goodness, so sad. Despite doctors' efforts, Janiyah didn't make it. She was fun, funny, happy, and she helped, and she was real close to her twin brother Jenkins. This is all so sad. DeKalb County police arrested Cummings, but his family wants him released. They said it's an accident. She pulled that trigger. My brother helped my baby. My brother loved my baby. DeKalb police charged suspect Cummings with second-degree murder and second-degree cruelty to children. Well, that was definitely negligent. I'm going to share my screen so y'all can see this video.
But first, a DeKalb 4-year-old is dead and her uncle is charged with second-degree murder. Good afternoon. Thanks for watching today. I'm Christine Spiro. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor spoke with the child's mother, who says the shooting was an accident.
It's another story about kids and guns. Janiyah Jenkins' mother tells me this shooting was an accident, and she wants her brother set free.
It's not my brother's fault. It's just an accident.
Mom Jessica Jenkins is torn. She says she was at her mom's DeKalb County apartment on Boulder Crest Road and had just given all 4 of her children a bath. She says she sat down to talk to her mom and couldn't believe her ears.
I thought I heard a shot, one shot. That's it. Me and my mama and my brother had rushed in there and got up. My brother was asleep. It was an accident.
Jessica says her brother grabbed Janiyah and rushed her to Hughes Spalding Hospital. She appeared to be conscious.
When we got to his spot, she was talking everything. She was talking to him when they transferred her to Elders. They said how she had got when she shot herself in her leg, the bullet went through her leg and went through her testicle.
DeKalb police arrested 27-year-old Levante Cummings, but his family wants him released.
It's the accident. She pulled that trigger. My brother helped my baby. My brother loved my baby.
Suspect Levante Cummings is charged with second-degree murder and second-degree child cruelty. In DeKalb County, Angelique Proctor, Fox 5 News.
We begin with some breaking news. We've just learned a child was killed in DeKalb County overnight. The victim is a 4-year-old little girl. Get this, Mark Teichner joins us now. We begin with some breaking news. We've just learned a child was killed in DeKalb County overnight. The victim is a 4-year-old little girl. Get this, Mark Teichner joins us now from
simply a tragic situation. This little girl was shot to death, and at this point there is a suspect who has been placed in custody. Let's identify her. We've been told by police, 4-year-old Janiyah Jenkins. That's her name. She was shot last night, taken to the hospital. Unfortunately, doctors were unable to save her life, and this morning she has been pronounced dead. What we've been told by DeKalb County Police is that just before 10 o'clock o'clock last night in the 1400 block of Boulder Crest Road. There was a shooting, and this little girl was victimized and she was shot. A family member was the one who actually rushed her to the hospital, and as we mentioned, doctors did what they could to try to save her. Unfortunately, it wasn't possible. They have, this being DeKalb County Police, made an arrest already. They've identified the suspect as Levante Cummings, 27 years old. Now, right now, he only faces charges of cruelty to a child in the second degree, but DeKalb County Police say it is quite possible that additional charges could be pending as a result, because they say this is obviously an ongoing investigation. We do not know what led up to the shooting. We do not know any of the details surrounding that. Now, we have been working this story all morning long to get it confirmed. We've managed to do that. We're going to stay on top of this story throughout the day, so make sure you tune in later on in the day as Fox 5 reporters continue to work it and bring you the details as more become available to us. But for now, that is the latest for you.
So that's extremely sad and very unfortunate. But these are the things that happen when people are just negligent with firearms. You don't just leave a gun laying around out in the open, especially when you have children around. And that woman had 4 children, and her brother's laying up in her house asleep with 4 kids in the house, and he's leaving a gun out. Honey, he needs to be in jail. I'm sorry, it's true. And I don't know why she isn't more upset. And then she made the comment that I thought sounded crazy. She said she pulled the trigger. Okay, so you're going to blame the little 4-year-old? I mean, honey, it was your brother's fault, clearly. I could understand if you don't want him to do serious time or whatever, but at the end of the day, that was just negligence on his behalf, honey. That was just real stupid. Who does that? What adult person with common sense leaves a gun just laying around in the open with numerous children in the house? That's just all insane to me. Now, Detroit police seek tips on a man in fatal shooting of his own brother. So the police are asking the public for help to find a man wanted in connection with the shooting and killing of his brother early Thursday on the city's west side, according to officials. Now, this happened in Detroit. So Christopher Charles Johnson Jr., age 32, is suspected in the shooting at about 1:50 a.m. on Thursday. It occurred in the 11,700 block of Sussex near Greenville and Plymouth Roads, according to authorities. After the shooting, the suspect then fled the scene. Now, officials said Johnson is considered armed and dangerous. Investigators said they believe the shooting was sparked by an argument between the 2 brothers. Police said the victim is 22 years old. Anyone with information about the suspect or the shooting should call the Detroit Police Department's Homicide Unit at 313-596-2260 or Crime Stoppers of Michigan at 1-800-SPEAK-UP. Let me tell y'all something. At the end of the day, these 2 brothers got into an argument and then one shot and killed the other. This is also crazy, and this is why I absolutely don't like when Black people sitting up here condoning Black on Black violence, honey, talking about Will Smith and that whole thing. Because when you condone that, someone putting hands on someone or hurting someone because of words that they spoke, that's all crazy, because this is clearly the same thing that happened right here. Prime example. I mean, this is all so crazy. You kill your own brother because over an argument. Some people cannot discipline themselves and control their anger, and those people need anger management classes. And then again, some people are just psychopaths and sociopaths. So they don't have any remorse, and they'll do whatever to get what they want. I mean, there's a myriad of reasons why people kill. But and a myriad of reasons why people resort to violence rather than trying to talk things out. Why some people get so upset and butthurt and angry and volatile over other people having contrary opinions to theirs. That really says a lot about those type of people. Like, really? You know, some people just cannot control themselves. Clearly, some of them are narcissists as well. And you can't tell narcissists, you know, anything because they think they know everything. And in fact, what they say is usually what goes. And if not, this is how some of them behave, honey. I don't know if this man who killed his brother was a narcissist, but he was likely a control freak, honey. Someone who wants to always be right, or someone who cannot control his anger and resorts to violence. Oh, so crazy, because this could have clearly been avoided, honey. And see, that's why I don't even like arguing with people. Because some people just take it to the bridge, honey. They just take it too far. At the end of the day, honey, I'm going to say what I have to say and be done with it. I'm not going back and forth. At least I try not to. Anyway, here's the thug who killed his own brother. Let me share my screen so you all can see this. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. The computer is not responding at the moment. Bear with me. Bear with me. But anyway, that's just all crazy. You know, as some people just get so hostile over mere words, over an argument. Honey, if you can't control yourself, then don't argue. Because all of that is just low vibrational. And if you already have issues maintaining your composure, the last thing you need to do is engage in any other type of unnecessary negativity, as far as I'm concerned, honey. All this craziness, honey. Going around here killing people who look like you, and let alone killing people in your family. That's just all foolish. Over an argument. But this is what happens. This is what happens. Let me see if this is going to straighten up. So I can show you all a picture of this thug. Everyone, please, in the meantime, get the likes up. Please like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at QueenAShakur. You can also follow the QueenAShakur fan page. And you can follow me on Twitter at DGoddess27. All right. And make sure you subscribe to my other channels. Queen Amadai TV presents More Than Meets the Third Eye, which is a channel where you can get your spiritual vitamins. All right. We talk about metaphysics and things like that. Just different things to help you, you know, as far as affirmations, raising your levels of consciousness and all those things. Now, I also have a paranormal channel, Queen Amadai TV presents Beyond the Realm. And so make sure you subscribe to those channels if you haven't already done so. And then let's not forget my true crime channel. Okay, looks like it's about to come up. Here we go. Pardon the interruption. Okay, there we go. Loading so slow. I might just have to go ahead and close out this broadcast and try it again later. Or is this it? Looks like it's trying to come up. All right, here we go. Let's try this again. Okay, I'm going to share my screen so you all can see who this killer is. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now, there he is. That's him. That is him. A whole thug. I don't know how we're ever going to collectively unify when we have crazy stuff like this going on. And so, also sad. Now, here's another thing. They say Brevard judge, children's sister of Passion Lucas, killed in deadly DUI crash, not victims. That's what they say. So let's get into it. So they say, let me get these pop-ups. So they say a Brevard County judge citing the state attorney's decision not to pursue a manslaughter charge in a DUI case involving the death of a mother of 6 children has denied a motion by family members to be considered victims under state law. So the 5-page ruling was issued Wednesday by the Brevard County Judge Judith Atkin and follows a March 16th hearing at the Harry and Harriet Moore Justice Center in Vieira. So they say the court recognizes that the survivors have suffered a horrible loss and sympathizes with their situation. However, the survivors do not fit under the definition of Marsy's law and therefore are not entitled to all the rights afforded victims under the constitutional amendment. That's what Judge Atkins said in her order. So Brevard County prosecutors joined the defense and argued against the motion that the family of 37-year-old Passion Lucas, killed in a June 20th, 2020 DUI-related crash, should not be considered victims under the state law. Honey, they are victims. Their mother was taken from them, and now they don't have a parent, right, to raise them. So anyway, that's just all crazy as far as I'm concerned. So they say the status should be granted. The status would have granted the family a guaranteed line of communication with prosecutors over potential plea dealings, court hearings, the opportunity to speak at sentencing, and potential financial restitution in the criminal case. That's what it's all about, honey. They don't want to pay those people any type of compensation, and that's what it is. Now, the concern for the Lucas family was that prosecutors would cut a plea deal and not inform the family, and that the children would not have access to financial claims in the case, according to the family attorney. That's what it is. It's all about money, honey. The devils only respect blood and revenue. Prosecutors cited the Florida constitutional amendment's definition of a victim as a person who suffers direct or threatened physical, psychological, or financial harm as a result of a crime, and argued that Passion Lucas created the hazard by walking in the car's way. According to records, Lucas was walking from the hospital when she was struck along Industry Road just north of State Road 528 at about 2:20 a.m. on June the 20th. Susanna Norris, founder of Hidden Acres Rescue for Thoroughbreds in Cocoa, told police she continued driving but returned to the scene where Lucas was lying bloodied in the road. Hospital papers scattered nearby showed in the report. Let me tell y'all something. Here's the thing. Even if this woman did walk out into traffic or whatever and she got hit, so they said she was partially responsible for her own death. Okay, I get it. But at the end of the day, honey, this woman did not render aid. She kept going. How do you not know that you hit someone? Of course she knew. That's why she came back to the scene. But at the end of the day, did she do anything to help the woman? Honey, if you kept driving, honey, that's just murder. Now, Marquita Lucas, Passion Lucas's sister, said the case languished until she took her concern to social media and to the Cocoa police chief. And let me tell you something. At the end of the day, they're talking about they're not victims. And they said the only way you can be victims is if you suffered physical, psychological, or financial damages. Well, there are financial damages. As far as I'm concerned, the mother is the one who was the sole provider of these children, taking care of them. Now she's dead. Who's going to pay their bills? Somebody has to. And even if another family member takes them, shouldn't they be given, some type of compensation to help them raise these children? Please, honey, this is all so crazy. And so anyway, Cocoa police arrested Norris in December and charged her with DUI manslaughter in connection with Lucas's death, leaving the scene of a crash as well involving death and DUI. Now, prosecutors then decided not to charge Norris, who admitted drinking and driving, with manslaughter. Instead, Norris, whose blood alcohol tested at twice the legal limit of 0.08, is charged with second-degree misdemeanor. What? How are you charged with a misdemeanor when you got drunk and went out there and killed somebody? And then they're going to try to blame the woman for walking into traffic, honey. If you were not drunk, you may not have hit her, whether she walked into traffic or not. And then you left the scene and came back, and they're talking about a misdemeanor? Really? Honey, she has to be mayo, and she clearly said so. Now, in recent months, the same law has been used by law enforcement agencies, such as the Melbourne Police Department, to convey victimhood status on officers involved in officer-related shootings concerning their identities. Now, a number of legal briefs have been filed with the Florida Supreme Court, hoping to garner clarification on the law and its definition of the word victim. Wow. This is all so crazy, honey. We're going to have to talk to Gavin about this when he comes on later on today on my other channel. Now, Jessica Travis, the civil attorney for Passion Lucas's family, said she is considering appealing the order, saying, I disagree with the court's ruling because the thing is, they are victims and they have rights under the Florida Constitution. Now, to me, the voters of Florida increased the rights of victims under the Constitution. It did not limit them. And the Constitution does not say you are only a victim when the state attorney says so or when the state files charges, Travis says. That's absolutely right. I mean, who are they to decide and determine who's a victim, honey? Please. Okay? If you had something perpetuated upon you that causes you to live a different lifestyle than you normally would be afforded or has changed the circumstances of your life and living arrangements, honey, you're absolutely a victim. They can miss me with it. And so Passion's family is still suffering because of Norris's actions of driving drunk. At the same time, while we might have technically lost our argument on paper, we won the battle. My goal was for Passion's family to be heard by the judge because their voices were not being heard by the state. This was a chance for the judge to hear their side of things. Family members are also considering a civil lawsuit. Honey, I would be absolutely filing one. Judge Atkin, who allowed Marquita Lucas to speak during the hour-long hearing earlier this month, pointed out that it was the state attorney's discretion to not file charges based on the information the office had. Let me tell y'all something, honey. This is what these devils do. There is no justice for us in a criminal justice system, okay? Of wanton supremacy. At the end of the day, they don't want to press charges when she literally got drunk and murdered somebody. Just like that little 16-year-old white boy who drank all that beer, a whole 6-pack, stole his parents' truck, and went out and killed 4 people. They didn't want to put him in prison either. They have no problem locking Black people up for BS. They have no problem murdering Black people at traffic stops over traffic infractions. And then lying and talking about they fear for their lives, honey. But at the end of the day, they will not ruin one of their people's lives over murder. I mean, let's not forget they go here and kill people all the time and get away with it. Brooke Skylar Richardson killed that baby, buried in the backyard after setting it on fire and stabbing it, and didn't get anything but 6 months for desecration of a corpse. No murder charges pressed. Cragen Grooms killed that baby, 16-year-old, killed a 12-month-old baby that he raped to death. On video, it was caught, and he admitted his guilt. No prison time. Judge made the simple excuse that the person that recorded it didn't have Cragen's permission to do so. So they threw the case out. I mean, it's also crazy how the nefarious things that the devil do. Anyway, Aiken, however, said that while the Lucas family does not qualify as victims under Marcy's law, they should be given notice of court proceedings and the chance to speak at any sentencing of Norris if Norris is convicted. The judge reserved any discussions for restitution for later. A court date for Norris has not been set. Honey, let me tell y'all something. They charge this thing with a misdemeanor. That's real crazy. And then discussions pertaining to restitution is going to be set for later. Honey, they're probably not going to make Norris pay any restitution. How about that? That's probably what they're not going to do, is make Norris pay back any restitution to those folks for killing their mother, honey. Those poor children, they're going to have to live with this for the rest of their lives. I'm sure they're traumatized. And let me just show a picture of them. Everyone, please get those likes up. Please like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you in advance. It's all so crazy. Look at it. All those children, and they talk about they're not victims. Honey, what are they if not victims, honey? Please make that make sense. Anyway, with that all being said, everyone please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell, click the word all, so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right, now I hope you all have a blessed and beautiful day. Peace.
In order for you and me to devise some kind of method or strategy to offset some of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dupes up if you you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Tamir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man that go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
Queen.
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Amadeus.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Amadeus.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of